All right, good morning. We have a case we're going to take care of first, and then we'll start the review. So, Courtney Riggs, CRB 22738. Mr. Ashworth is special prosecutor on this. With Scott is counsel, I believe, for the defendant. All right, this is set for trial today, but it's my understanding there's been a resolution.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
And Mr. Daugherty, who are you representing?
Judge, I was co-counseling on this case with Ms. Scott, and we were able to reach a resolution last week on this.
All right, you want to state what's being recommended?
I can, Judge. It's my understanding that the state of Ohio is willing to amend this charge to disorderly conduct, persistent disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor of the 4th degree. In return for that amendment, it's my understanding Ms. Riggs is intending to enter a plea of guilty.
22738.
The recommended sentence, it's my understanding, would be a 10-day suspended jail sentence, a term of probation that would require Ms. Riggs to continue any treatment that she's currently involved in.
And what is she currently doing?
She's in
Commercial.
mental health.
No, yeah, I'm doing therapy weekly.
Where's that?
It's trauma therapy.
Where?
The name of the place.
I don't know, it's Christy Reed's.
Is it an individual?
Yeah.
It's an individual therapist, Your Honor.
Okay.
A private individual.
All right, Mr. Ashworth, do you want to make comment?
That's accurate, what Mr. DeWalter and Ms. Scott wrote on the record. I would also say that this is what the victim actually wanted. So this is in line with what the victim's asked for in this case.
All right.
And with that being said, everything you did your side is correct, and I agree with it. It's fine.
Okay, and the amendment then should be to 291114, I believe.
Correct.
So, 291114. Okay, I think it's been changed.
Judge, try 291711.
291711. 11. Okay, that's it. All right, I'll allow the amendment, and to the amended charge, Ms. Riggs is entering a guilty plea. Is that
That's
correct?
correct, Judge.
Yes, guilty, Your Honor.
Do you have any, you are allowed to make a statement if you want. You don't have to. Do you have anything you want to say?
No.
All right, I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll impose a $150 fine, court costs. $150. 10 days in jail suspended. Ordered to complete counseling. 2 years of level 5 probation. review hearing on February 26th of '24. She'll need to meet with Mr. Major, the probation officer, to the left as you leave the courtroom, before you leave.
I'll have her see the probation department, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Is that all for Ms. Riggs?
Mr. Ashworth, do you have anything else today, or?
I have nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to start the reviews next, so if you're here for that, that means you, in order to do something by the court, this is a review to see if you're making progress on what you're ordered to do. Your name will be called, come up in the group. When your name is called, come up to the table to your right, and stand there, and then we're going to review your file with you. Call reviews, please.
Heather Barnett, Nathan Boyd, Tamari Cave, Ryan Christian, Tiffany Crabtree, Kimberly Gannon, and Joshua Cliver.
Heather Barnett. Heather Barnett has been called, did not appear, hasn't been anything on her case, so there'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear. Nathan Boyd.
Your Honor, we have not had any contact with Nathan Boyd. We were told that he was at Foundations, but we ain't been able to confirm because they can't tell us one way or the other.
Okay, so he left, he was at your facility?
He was doing outpatient, and he had sent a text saying he had put himself in detox and he was gonna get back with us in 7 days, but we've not heard back from him.
Okay, Mr.
Nathan
Wayne?
Boyd is in TCC, detox.
Okay. Well, if you can communicate, he needs to come in within 7 days. Do you know how long he's been in there?
Since Friday.
Okay, well, he should probably be finished by then. So, he's got 7 days to get in before a warrant will issue. Tamari Cave. Case number is 21909, 213569.
You have a phone number for that?
No, I can look it up if you want.
I need contact information.
You know, last time I just looked it up and gave us a probation officer, and he called him. Did the same thing? Okay.
All right, he submitted
I'll have to call and verify.
projected community service, which should take care of that.
I believe I did call and verify the last time, and it was, I did approve it,
Okay,
but I'm still going to call and verify.
okay, if that checks out, then your case will be completed. I'm gonna go ahead and set another hearing, but if you get credit for the community service, you don't have to come back. So we'll make it October the 13th. Just check in with your probation officer, make sure it did not get credit. Ryan Christian, 23,351 and 23,696.
Your Honor, Ryan's doing well with us. I was trying to get his report sent over this morning. His case manager was late coming in. I was going to have it printed out for you, but I went ahead and had it look in the computer. He's fully compliant, doing well. He had a couple reschedules, but he called and made sure, and he's already made up those reschedules that he had to make for his. So he's doing it right so far.
Okay, very good. And you've completed your community service, you have to pay off your fines, so.
I'm gonna just work them off.
We'll work it off, that'd be
Yeah.
good. I'll agree with that. So, good job. Sounds like on what you're doing with your treatment. I'll set your next hearing for October 2nd. At
October
9
2nd?
o'clock. October 2nd, 9 o'clock. That's a Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, Tiffany Crabtree, 22,698.
Your Honor, I believe she called Mr. Major this morning, they are quarantining. They're coming next week.
Okay. I'll continue then for, well, it'll be 8 days to September 5th. 9 o'clock. Kimberly Gannon, 21,3329, is that Bethesda? Okay, it says you've missed a lot of your sessions, so I want to see a screen.
Can I speak, please?
I want to see.
I don't know, okay, I just didn't know if she got an updated one. I've got all my group sessions in.
Let's go do your own screen. Last time, there was a problem, so I want to see what it shows today. Okay, Joshua Clyber is 2015-41, 26-44. You just need to do your community service.
Yeah, I done one day Saturday in Ironton at the dog pound, but we're so busy. If I can get a few more months, should be able to get it knocked out by December.
Okay, I'll set your
Once it
next
slows
hearing.
down.
I'll give you October 20th.
Okay.
Your Honor, we'll need to get that turned in because I haven't.
Yeah, make sure they.
Yeah, I
turn
started
it
to
in.
take a picture of it, and they had me fill out a paper, put your name at the top, because nobody was for Capper down there, so I'll have to make sure they turn it in to you all. Yep.
Make sure they submit it.
Okay.
October 20th is your next hearing.
How many, do you know how many hours it is?
30 hours.
30,
total.
okay. All right.
Brandon Losey, Stephen Lynch, Evan McConnell, Whitney Morris, Mamie Mullins, Edward Ramey, and Christopher Reed.
Brandon Losey is 22,1764, 21,766, and 21,3000. Okay, I've got a report from OVP that says you're compliant with the program there. And you did all your community service and paid your fines. So I'm going to mark you completed at this point. You've got several good reports from OVP, so I'm going to consider it complete. So your case is completed. I'm not going to give you any more review hearing dates. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Keep doing what you need to do, though, for yourself.
Thanks, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Stephen Lynch.
Yes, Your Honor.
18,502. You just have to finish your fines.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a payment today?
Yeah, I can pay 10, that's all right. Your Honor.
Okay. All right, September 29th will be your next hearing. 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. See the clerk. Evan McConnell, 22,754. Evan McConnell has not done anything on the case. We're supposed to be at Southern Hope. Is there Do you have anything on an Evan McConnell? That order there.
No, Your Honor. He's been gone for quite a while, I believe.
All right. Be a benchmark for failure to appear. Whitney Morris, 222575. And your fines are paid, and I'm showing 4 of the 5 days of community service done, 1 day left. And you need to do the driver intervention program.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the September 6th one. I tried to get in last month, but they're full.
Is this the one inside again?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So you think you can have it done by October, everything?
I'm gonna try to. It's just the funds, really.
Okay, I'll set you for October 20th if you get everything finished. Another day of community service, get the 3-day school successfully completed, turned in, be willing to come back.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. Naomi Mullins. Naomi Mullins. I'm sorry, Mamie. I read it wrong. Mamie Mullins. That's you, ma'am, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you just have, you paid, you did your community service, you have fines
Yes,
left
sir.
to finish. Do you have a payment on your fines?
On the first, when I get paid.
Okay, so you don't have anything today?
No, sir.
You can do community service.
I have contacted Bruce Hillcrest and Ashland, and I plan on going to work for them this upcoming week to work off some of it.
Okay. I'm going to set your next hearing for September 22nd. That'll be a Friday, September 22nd, 9 o'clock. Okay.
Thank you.
Amber Ramey, 222571. I didn't think she'd be here. This was an ODI case. She got dismissed from the DIP school on May the 14th. So according to her judgment entry, we need to send this in order to BMV for a 3-year driver's license suspension. She got 6 months if she completed the DIP school. She got kicked out of the DIP school, so she needs a 3-year license suspension. So we need order on that. Put something on the outside of the file for it. And there'll be a benchmark for not appearing. Christopher Reed.
Yes, sir.
220257. Fines paid. 4 or 5 days of community service done.
Yes. You did complete the DIP school, so the only thing you've got left to do is 1 day of community service. Yes, sir.
Okay, when can you get that done?
Should be fairly soon now. I got my stitches out about a week ago, so.
Okay, I'll set you for October 20th also. Get that finished, you don't have to come back.
Yes, sir.
October 20th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Recall Kimberly Gann, case number TRC 213329 A and B.
Same as last month.
She's saying that she takes a codeine cough syrup every single night, and that the buildup could possibly cause a false positive for fentanyl. I'm not aware of that. I've reached out to toxicology because it normally would show as an opiate and not fentanyl. So I'm waiting for a confirmed answer, and I'm not for sure if that will be within the next few minutes.
Okay. When she does come, is she submitted to any screens there? Or what?
She does submit to screens when she does come.
And they're clear?
They're clear.
All right, well, you still have some fines left to pay, and we need to get some good reports. So I'll take this maybe as a false positive.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll go by whatever, but I want you to discuss this and get her line back up to come in. And we'll set the next hearing for September 29th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Robert Reynolds, Christopher Roadcat, Madison Sargent, Frida Steele, Tiffany West, Jacob Williams, Don Williford, Dylan Wilson, and Harold Stewart.
Robert Reynolds. Good morning. 510 is the case number. Community service done, dip school done, just have to finish your fine.
I checked my funds this morning. I'm gonna try to pay them off by the next time I come in here.
Okay.
I went to pay on some last week and I guess my paycheck didn't load. So, or last month, I'm sorry.
Are you paying anything today?
I won't be able to until Friday.
All right, I'll set your next hearing for September 29th. 9 o'clock. Pay it off, you don't have to come back, because that's all you got left.
You have a good day.
Two. Christopher Roadcap, 211172. Community service is complete. You worked some for your funds. Do you have any payment on your funds today? No. Work it all off?
Yeah, I'm gonna work it all off.
Okay. September 29th, your next hearing, 9 o'clock. Madison Sargent. Madison Sargent. It's not appeared, has not done very little on the case, so there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear. Frida Steele.
Yes, sir.
All right, Frida Steele is appearing by teleconference. It's 13/28/28. All right, ma'am, when, have you got anything you can do on your case?
Yes, I sent a payment in Wednesday. I'm waiting on my doctor to clear me because I have COPD and emphysema for me to do the dog pound to do some of the community service to work that out also.
Okay, so the check's in the mail.
Yes, sir. You should be getting it either today or tomorrow.
September 29th will be your next hearing at 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Tiffany West, 23/146. And you've done 4 of the 5 days community service. You did make a payment today.
Yes.
So you're on track to get this finished.
Yes, sir.
I'll set you for October the 13th. If you finish it up by then, you don't have to come back.
Okay.
9 o'clock, October 13th. Jacob Williams, 22/806 and 807.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You've paid off your fine. You still have some community service to do.
Yes, sir. I have to inform you of something that happened last month on the 29th. My friend got shot and killed, and I was on scene for that.
Where did that happen?
Wheelersburg, Ohio.
Yeah. Well, do you have any kind of charges out of it? Okay.
I just didn't do my community service because of that this
Okay,
month.
well, you've done some, so you paid your fine off, so let's get the rest of your community service done. And are you still seeing people at the counseling center?
No, I didn't go.
Okay. When did you stop going to the counseling center? Because I have some reports from them that you were going.
Right around the time after it happened.
Have you relapsed?
No, I'm not I haven't done any. I only smoke weed, sir. And I have a medical marijuana card for that.
That is what you tested for before.
Mhm. I was just grieving and didn't really want to talk to anybody at that time.
Okay. Well, I think you should go back to, you were ordered to go to counseling, so I think it would be a good idea to go back to the counseling center. They have really good facilities. I'm sure they could help you with what you're going through. So I'm ordering you to go back there, finish that up. You were supposed to do that anyway.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back on September 29th.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. 9 o'clock, September 29th. Dawn Williford.
Yes, sir.
213491. She's at Morris County Recovery.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your Honor, my name is 12 hours community services.
Okay, that'll get toward her fine.
Yes.
And I have a payment to pay today, too.
Okay, it's a good report from Morris County Recovery. I understand there was a little, kind of a little slip up, wasn't there, or something?
Yeah, I relapsed back a few months ago.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful, like I told you that day, I'm thankful for the outreach of my counselors and the people that believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself and helped pick me up and get me back on the right track.
I'm glad you're doing well now.
Thank you, I am too. And I'm gonna pay 25 today as well.
Okay, I'm going to set September 25th as your next hearing. It's the last Monday in September,
Okay.
9 o'clock.
Yes, sir, thank you, have a good day.
You too. Dylan Wilson. Dylan Wilson. 212786 and 21737 is called. Hasn't appeared, has done community service, still has fine left to pay, so there'll be a warrant for failure to appear. Harold Weaver, 23198. Okay. Now, you were supposed to go to ARC, is that right?
I was supposed to speak with somebody from ARC, and I did.
Well, we have somebody here from ARC, so that's good.
I actually did speak to Mr. Weaver. So this has been, I think, like a month and a half ago. He was receiving services from Ultimate Treatment Center. He was on methadone. And we had discussed him tapering down. The issue was where he was getting prescribed by them and getting services through them, I couldn't like double book him for treatment.
Right.
I don't know what milligram he's on now, but he and I discussed tapering down.
How much methadone are you taking?
It was 100, but I have been not taking it for the last 2 weeks because I've been sick with COVID. I've been at home. That's why I missed court. I think I was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago.
I have an excuse that you had COVID from King's Daughters.
Mm-hmm. That was the
You
most.
haven't taken methadone for 2 weeks?
No.
Did you go through withdrawals?
No.
Okay, well, can he go on to other treatment now? that he's
He
been
can.
off for
Are
2
you
weeks?
still seeing Ultimate Healthcare?
I'm still signed up with them. but,
Okay. He would have to inform them that he's terminating. I don't want to like undercut another facility. He'd have to inform them that he's
Well, he
terminating
was
services.
court ordered to go to you though, so you feel like you're able to not stop taking the methadone now that you've been off for 2 weeks?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Yeah. I don't work with that facility, and I really don't think they take a very good approach to recovery. I mean, they just throw out the methadone as much as you want, they'll pile it on you. 100 milligrams is a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm really surprised you didn't have some withdrawal.
Well, I was sick with COVID too, so I may not have noticed. So.
Yeah, well, some of that may have been withdrawal symptoms too.
And there's an alternative MAT we can discuss with him, like Trawler's box, and if he's interested in that route.
So we want to switch over. This is a much more medically based treatment you're going to get. Okay.
Yeah.
talk with Jeremy, get something set up, and I'll see you back on September 25th.
All right. At 9?
At 9, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that finishes the reviews we have, so we're going to start the new cases. So anyone out in the lobby that has a new case, they need to come in the courtroom. Some arraignments, or what the next hearings are called, but new cases. If you have a new case, or if you got arrested on an old case where you missed the hearing, you need to come in the courtroom. The arraignment hearings, we're going to call, the bailiff will call your name if you're here for that. Come up to the table where the other people were before the one to your right. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements. If you choose to make statements, what you say is on the record. It could be used against you if you admit something about your case. You have a right to have an attorney. If you're facing a jailable offense, you have a right to have an attorney appointed. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Those are the rights all defendants have. If you have 3 choices on pleas, guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you're not sure which one to enter, you should enter a not guilty plea because it preserves all those rights I just told you about. You're waiving those rights if you enter a guilty or no contest plea. Don't do that if you don't understand what's happening. Or if you want to talk to a lawyer, if you have already decided you want a trial, then you need to enter a not guilty plea. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Taft Maynard, case number TRD 23-1138 A and B. Do not check in, Your Honor.
Taft Maynard was cited to be in court today at 9 a.m. Has not appeared, so there'll be a capias to the OSP.
State of Ohio versus Cameron Spitzer, case number TRC 23-1161 A and B.
Sir, are you Cameron Spitzer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Spitzer, it's alleged that on August the 25th at 9:35 p.m. in Union Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol. That you took a breath test and tested 14 on the breath test. It's alleged this would be your first offense. So the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 3 days in treatment, $375 fine, 6-month license suspension. You understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're also charged with failure to control your vehicle. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. Those are the 2 charges. Do you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you wish to plead to these charges?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes.
You have a job?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a fabricator at Richwood Industries in Huntington, West Virginia.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes.
How much per hour?
$22 an hour.
Are you working full time?
Yes.
Well, you're probably going to make too much money, but let's calculate it. You're making about just a little under $46,000 a year.
Yes, sir.
Gross. You had children?
No.
I cannot appoint a lawyer for you because there's a scale I go by. It depends on your family size and income, and you make too much to get a court-appointed lawyer.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
you'll have to hire your own lawyer. How much time do you need to do that?
I'm not really sure. I called a lawyer. I couldn't get a hold of one this weekend. He should probably give me a call back today or tomorrow. So.
Okay, I'm going to set your next hearing for September the 11th. September the 11th. Be a pretrial at 10 o'clock. So you need to be here that day unless you hire a lawyer and they tell you they've made arrangements for a different date. And
Yes,
you
Your
go
Honor.
by what they tell you. Not guilty plea is entered, you can sign a $1,000 signature bond. That just means you're promising to come to court as ordered, or you'll have to pay a $1,000 penalty if you don't show up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Come to court, and you won't have to post any money. I'm indicating on your file that you will hire counsel to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
You're under an automatic license suspension because of the test. You
Yes.
understand that? Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Kaylee N. Sturgeon, case number CRB 23458. Kaylee Sturgeon.
Ma'am, are you Kaylee Sturgeon?
Yeah.
Sturgeon, it's alleged that at Rome Township on July 9th, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Camilla Montgomery. That's an assault charge. The maximum penalty for that is 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine. You understand the charge filed against you?
Yeah.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant that I explained at the beginning of court? Do you want me to go over your rights with you again?
Yeah.
You have a right to remain silent. You've heard this before if you've watched any criminal TV shows. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Those are your rights. Do you understand them?
Yeah.
How do you wish to plead to this charge?
Guilty. Not guilty. Sorry.
Not guilty?
Yeah.
Do you want to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
No.
Are you going to hire a lawyer?
No.
Are you working?
No.
Well, if you're not working, you're eligible for a court-appointed lawyer.
Alright, yeah.
So that would be the smart thing to do, is to get a lawyer to represent you. If you can't afford one, I can appoint one. I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. We'll get Mr. Stratton in the courtroom. Mr. Stratton, this is Kaylee Sturgeon. She has an assault charge. I'm appointing you to represent her. She's entered a not guilty plea. She can sign a $1,000 signature bond. I'm ordering her. Is it a problem for you to stay away from Miss Montgomery?
No.
You don't live together or anything?
No.
Okay, your order to stay away from her, don't go around her, don't contact her, don't post things about her on social media. I just want things to calm down. I don't want there to be any other incidents. That's the goal. And then we need to set up a pretrial.
Yes.
So really in September, anything the 5th or after is open.
It's up to you, Your Honor. I'm pretty good in September.
Okay, are you here on the 5th?
Yeah,
That's
I'll be-
Tuesday. That's the day after Labor Day.
Yeah, I'm aware.
All right, September the 5th will be the next hearing. 10 o'clock, and I'm ordering you to stay away from Miss Montgomery.
And we're signing a protection order, Your Honor. All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
We'll step outside.
State of Ohio versus Michael L. Roberts, case number TRC 212447, A, B, and C.
All right, you're Michael L. Roberts?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Roberts, it's alleged that, it's an old case, September the 5th of 2021 in Union Township. It's allege you were operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs, that you refused to take tests, and that this is the first offense. On a first offense, the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, 6-month license suspension. You're also charged with not having a driver's license. That's a unclassified misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 500 hours community service, $1,000 fine. And you're charged with having a defective muffler. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty $150 fine. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights you have?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to these charges?
Not guilty to the marijuana one, guilty to the driving on suspended.
Well,
I guess allowed exhaust, I mean, everybody's got.
you've got a driving under the influence. That's the most serious charge.
Yeah, that's the marijuana one. It's just the smell of marijuana. There wasn't no drugs,
So
no
you plead
nothing.
not guilty to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, we'll plead you not guilty to all of them. That's the most serious charge. Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Fine, no.
Are you going to hire a lawyer?
Nope.
You're going to represent yourself?
Absolutely, it's just the smell of marijuana.
Okay. Are you working?
Yeah.
You have a bond up now.
But yeah, I just got arrested Friday for it.
Right. There had been, it's alleged you failed to appear when you were cited in the court previously, so you got a case, you got arrested on that.
Well, there's some crazy stuff going on with that. I showed up on a Tuesday, didn't know it was Monday or Friday only. The lady out front here I just talked to a while ago told me the same thing. She told me about 2 months ago. She'll lift it. When I leave here, I'm going to make sure she lifted it, because when I talked to the cop, she didn't lift it. They arrested me.
Yeah, well, you never appeared in court.
I did, but it was on the wrong day. I didn't know that it was a Monday or Friday. I showed up on a Tuesday. The only thing I done was talk to the lady out there. She said, you can't go to court because there is no court on a Monday, or on a Tuesday. It's only a Monday or Friday.
Once you've appeared in court, you didn't appear in court. Okay, you've got a bond up now, so if you don't show up, the bail bondsman's going to be looking for you, so.
But I did show up. That's for today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're good.
Yeah, the warrant is withdrawn, but what I'm telling you is if you don't show up now.
Yeah.
See, before I just issued a case that goes to the OSP. Well, going to track you down, they will look harder than some other agencies, but that's not going to be their first priority. But a bail bondsman does not want to pay $1,500 to the court, which is what he'll have to do if he can't get you in here. So he's going to be hunting you down, take you to jail.
Well, I'll come
so you'll
over.
have one person looking for you. So just show up and you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Well, if I know what day, I don't care to show up.
Okay, so I'll set it for a pretrial on September the 11th. September the 11th at 10 o'clock will be your next hearing. Any questions, sir?
At what time? What time did you say?
10 a.m., September the 11th.
That's it.
Good. You're free to go.
State of Ohio versus William Spalding, case number CRB 23512, TRD 23697.
Your Honor, I was appointed on Friday to a case for Mr. Spalding that we've set for the 29th of September. I believe I had a conversation out there in the hallway. I'm blanking on her name. What's Missy's last name?
Dufour.
Miss Dufour came out and said, "Oh, he's got this other charge," and I said, "Is it set for today?" And he needed to leave. So I said, "Well, you tried to get it in today, but he needed to leave." And we had the discussion out there. The impression we got was that it was set for Friday of this week, not for today. So I'd like to do one of two things. Either A, I can just enter, assuming you're going to appoint me to this, I would enter a not guilty plea on his behalf, waive reading, and ask that this all be set for the 29th when we know he's back here anyway on the other cases, or ask to continue the arraignment until Friday.
I'm fine with you entering a not guilty plea as long as there's.
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
Okay. All right, not guilty plea is entered for Mr. Spalding by counsel, Mr. Steyer, who I'll appoint on this case, and set it for a pretrial September 29th when his other case is also set.
Thank you.
10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Gregory Wilson, case number CRP 13515.
Sir, are you Gregory Wilson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wilson, it's alleged on, you're being handed a copy of the charge right now. It's alleged on August 27th, Perry Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Ashley Webb, and that she's either a member of your household or a member of your family. So that makes it a domestic violence charge. It's a first degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty of 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please turn off your microphone, whoever just got on. All right, sir, do you understand the charges filed against you?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed?
Yeah.
Are you working?
No.
You have no income?
No income.
I'll appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you. This is Gregory Wilson, this is a domestic violence complaint. He can sign a $1,000 signature bond. Is there a protection order requested?
Your Honor, she called our office this morning not requesting one.
Okay. No protection order requested.
Well, I think they had already issued one. Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't speak.
Do you have a preference for a hearing date, Mr. Steyer?
No, Your Honor. This is a misdemeanor, so just a date convenient to the court. I'm not here the 11th or 15th, but I'm here all the other court dates of September.
The 5th?
I'm here that day, Your Honor.
September 5th? For a pretrial, 10 o'clock. Okay, we're going to the jail to do some,
I think you're fine.
Hearing.
Wait in the lobby for a minute.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Chanel Atkins at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 23516A and B. Chaz McCoy is on deck.
Ma'am, are you Chanel Atkins? Your audio is not working. It's probably turned off at the headset. There you go. Try again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, you're coming through loud and clear. I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court, which is located in Chesapeake, Ohio. You are appearing in court today by teleconference, and your image is on a screen in the courtroom. It's all being recorded, what you say, and the video also. You've got 2 charges filed against you, so this is your arraignment hearing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, they are going down on the record, so if you admit something, it can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, and are facing a jail sentence, which both of these are jailable charges. You have a right to bail, to make the state prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
You've got two charges, theft and falsification. The theft charge alleges that at Fayette Township, August 26, you purposely tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. That's a theft charge, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. The B case, 516B, alleges the same time and place. You knowingly made false statements with the purpose to mislead a public official in doing their official duties. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. So you've got two charges. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
And you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to these charges?
Guilty.
Guilty means you're admitting they're true, you're waiving your rights to have a trial and to have a lawyer when you enter a guilty plea. Do you understand that?
Well, I mean, if I do that, then I can get a bond, right?
Well, bond would be set if you entered a not guilty plea. If you enter a guilty plea, then I'm just going to go ahead and sentence you. Most likely.
Okay, then not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
No.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm going to appoint you to represent Ms. Atkins. Your lawyer's in the courtroom. He's heard the arraignment. And I've got an address for you of Huntington. Is that correct, Ms. Atkins?
Yes, sir.
What's the state's position on bond for Chanel Atkins? It's a shoplifting and falsification charge from Walmart. And she's got a Huntington address.
Well, we're not supposed to know our bond, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to let you sign a signature bond, which is your promise to... I'm sorry?
So I should go over there?
You're going to get out of jail today. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay in the jail.
Okay.
You're going to sign a piece of paper that says, I promise to come to court when I'm ordered to, or I'll pay a $1,000 penalty, and you get a warrant for your arrest if you don't show up.
I'll do that.
Okay, do you know where the court is located?
No, I don't.
Okay, do you know where the 6th Street Bridge is?
Yeah.
Okay, County Road 1 is about 1.5 miles from the 6th Street Bridge back toward Ironton.
Okay.
So on the old road, not out on 52.
Okay.
Mr. Hill.
She might know where the flea market is.
She looks a little young to be a flea marketer.
Maybe.
No, are you talking about the hillbilly days?
Oh, I think that's down the street here a little bit.
Yeah, I love that flea market.
Do you have a phone number where you can be reached, Ms. Atkins, for your lawyer?
Yes. 304-617-1671.
Is that a phone that you have in your possession at the jail?
Yeah.
Okay, so you should get that back once you're released. Okay, I'm going to set a date for you to come back. When would you like to come back, Mr. Thompson?
Any Monday.
The 11th, September 11th. Okay, I'm setting your hearing, Ms. Atkins, for September the 11th. You got to be in court September the 11th at 10 a.m. Lawrence County Municipal Court. You can Google it and find the location and address if you are not sure. And then Mr. Thompson will try to get in touch with you before then. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, next hearing is September 11th for pretrial 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Chaz McCoy, case number CRB 23511A and B, CRA 23505A and B. Timothy Watts is on deck.
All right, Chaz McCoy, Mr. Davenport is representing him, I think, in some other matters, in another court, other than this one.
He has several charges already pending in common pleas court, Your Honor, and I believe his charges here today have either already been indicted or...
He was indicted last week on these charges, so we would nolly these.
All right, these charges here are knowledge, and there will be a holder then on him out of that indictment, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir. From what I understand, he has a hearing up there Wednesday, day after tomorrow.
All right. Cases here are knowledge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Mr. McCoy, I'll be up to see you in a little bit.
You'll be appearing in common pleas court Wednesday.
State of Ohio versus Timothy L. Watts, case number CRA 23485. Evan McConnell is on deck.
This is Roger Smith's case. Is he not here?
May I approach your honor?
He, Your Honor, let me know that he had, I believe, a case in juvenile court this morning that he didn't think would last all morning.
Mr. Watts, your attorney is not here yet, so I'm going to have to recall your case after he gets here. He had another hearing in a different court, so we'll recall you after he arrives.
State of Ohio versus Evan B. McConnell, case number CRB 22754A and B.
Okay. This is actually on the review docket today. Mr. McConnell, and I'm somewhat surprised that you're in jail. So you're in jail on another matter? Not these, I don't think. Is that right?
I'm here for what? Just help. Oh, yeah.
Do you have other charges, Mr. McConnell?
Yeah, in Kentucky.
You got a holder for Kentucky?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a review hearing in this court today on a theft offense. And you were supposed to go to the Southern Hope for treatment, and they told me this morning when I called it for review that you hadn't been there.
I left Friday 2 days ago, and I came here.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything on an extradition. Have you been to the court on an extradition to Kentucky?
I haven't, that's why I got arrested for it. I was in my mom's car, and said I had a warrant out in Kentucky, so come here.
Okay, well, they'll probably want me to handle that, and I'll be discussing it later with you, but in case I don't, I'm going to, if something happens, if we don't get to that, I'm going to give you a new review hearing date on the case in this court for September 29th. That's the last Friday in September at 9 o'clock. So if I get something on the Kentucky warrant, I'll have you back out and we'll talk about extradition. You're welcome. Okay, we're going to start pre-trials now.
State of Ohio versus Michael Hay, case number TRC 23-1044, A and B.
Okay, Mr. Delauder, unfortunately, did you get the report?
Yes,
from
I did.
Amanda? It's not good. I'll send you a copy, Mr.
I informed Mr. Hill too, as to the nature of Mr. Hayes' current status.
But he was indicted, Your Honor, last week.
Okay. Well, he's getting kicked out of the veterans facility for bringing fentanyl in.
That's even worse than you told me.
Oh, using it, I didn't know he brought it there.
So, Your Honor, he's already been indicted and will nolly this charge here.
Okay, this case will be nolly to the grand jury then?
Yes.
He's already been indicted, actually.
Okay, case here is nolly. One thing, I don't know if you can reach out to Michael, she says she's very worried about him.
Yeah, she told me the same thing. She did indicate to me that she did not know that, she didn't think he would be acceptable back in that facility, though. So she had some options, she thought, but I'm going to talk to her about it before, because I'm sure Common Pleas Court is, I guess, other VA facilities. I'm sure Common Pleas Court is going to want some sort of bond condition on him that requires him to go to treatment, so he's going to have to think of something.
Okay, good luck.
So we'll see. Thanks.
State of Ohio versus Russell A. Daniels, case number TRC 23-501.
This is Mr. McCann's case, pre-trial on motions.
That's correct, Your Honor. Good morning. May we briefly approach?
Yes. Recall later. This case will be recalled later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Salinas C. Esteban, case number TRC 2379, A, B, and C.
This is Mr. McCann's case, pre-trial on motion.
Yes, Your Honor. May we approach?
Yes.
Sign this third one yet. Well, they will communicate with him. I think they did what was on the end. I tend to agree with him on the fact that the clues in the Maryland article somewhat there.
Set it for hearing. That's September.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this case will be set for a evidentiary hearing on September 22nd at noon.
At noon, Your Honor?
Yes.
We'll need to... have an interpreter here. I have to arrange that maybe with...
State of Ohio versus Brittany D. Lively, case number TRC 23799.
Mr. McCown's case, pretrial motion.
Your Honor, we have filed our motion in this case after review. Mr. Hill has indicated that he believes that they're in a position, they believe they have substantial evidence to move forward, so we will need a full hearing on this. If we could have it that same day, it's up to you, it's up to Your Honor. I don't know how far is.
I'd rather just do one a day, so.
I don't think that the prior case will take that long, other than, there'll be some interpretive issues because he's a non-English speaker.
Yeah. Let's set this one for a different, what other dates do you have?
I believe the 29th, Your Honor, we should be okay if that's agreeable to the court.
Yep.
Of September.
September 29th, motion, hearing at noon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Buddy L. Hardy, case number CRB 23287, CRB 22600, TRC 23532, ABC and D, TRC 1870, CRA 1864.
Your Honor, I have received discovery on the traffic portion of this matter that's pending. There is a criminal portion that is also currently pending, and some of the other stuff I think is post-conviction. But I haven't received the discovery on the currently pending criminal matter, so I've spoken to the prosecutor about that. He's going to get me a copy. So I just need a chance to go over that and determine what we're going to do. So if I could get a date back, and we would waive time constraints to accomplish that.
Yeah, that's on the criminal damaging?
Yes.
Okay. There is another criminal case number, but I think it's just a possession of marijuana, 23287.
And that goes along with the OBI.
And to be clear, it's the criminal damaging that I need discovery on. So,
when can the state have it?
Again, I'm here all but the 11th and the 15th, so.
Your Honor, we can have it, in fact, and I'm not saying that it got transferred to him, but we have a certificate of service filed saying that we did do that on July 14th. All we have is in the file. If he wants to make a copy of the file right now, he can do that.
That's fine. I can, that's not me. Okay.
September 5th?
Yeah, that'd be fine, Your Honor.
September 5th will be the next day. 10 o'clock.
I remember that's a Tuesday. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Ready?
State of Ohio versus Ryan Mount, case number CRD 211476, CRD 202139 A and B, TRC 192270 A and B, and TRC 202545 A, B, and C.
Mr. Cremings, would you call Mr. Sowers, please?
I've been texting with him, Your Honor. I can give him a call for something.
All right, I've got a report on Mr. Mount.
Your Honor, it appears to be a pretty positive report. Looks like we're making some progress, doing well.
Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. Good job. All right, come back in another month or so. He's not completed then at this point?
It didn't appear that he was complete.
He's in men's transitional right now. He has completed.
Okay. Now, some of these have special prosecutor on time, so, right?
Yes, Mr. Ashworth, I believe, was the most recent prosecutor on them, or I could be mistaken on that. I think Mr. Hass was on them at one point, and Mr. Ashworth had taken over at one point, but definitely there have been special prosecutors. I think there's a conflict with the prosecutor's office due to representation of Mr. Mount in the past.
Okay. Well, I know Mr. Hass is not taking any new cases, but I don't know if he will finish this one up. Can you?
I can try to contact him. I haven't had any contact with him over this since we've been back at this stage.
Yeah, well, I think there was a period of time when Mr. Mount was out of pocket for a while.
I'll contact Mr. Hass and see if we can get him in here.
Can you do that today? Because if he's not, then I'll try to get Mr. Ashworth to take the case.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Mr. Mount can leave. I'll just recall this later in the docket to set a date and decide if we need special.
Make sure I've got contact information from Mr. Mount. Do you have a phone number right now? 709. I don't have that, so I'll add that and I'll text you.
Okay, keep it up and figure out when we're going to reschedule this and if we need someone else appointed.
Okay, you can go. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Justin E. Stapleton, case number CRB 23359.
Mr. Thompson's case set for pre-trial.
Your Honor, we would ask that this be set for a final pretrial and a trial, and we're thinking October 2nd.
What date did you say?
October 2nd.
For the trial?
And final pretrial.
Mr. Field, any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll set it as a trial at noon. I guess we could pre-trial it at 10 o'clock.
We'll talk about it some more. And
Try it at noon if it's not resolved.
you know, he's asked me to look at some things that they've given us as discovery, so we will look at that.
State of Ohio versus William Elkins III, case number CRB 23347.
Hello, Mr. Elkins. Hey. Which will be here today, so I'll stand in front. Your Honor, this is a DV. I understand that you're at PATH, correct? So I think we just need a status report from PATH. Yes. Correct.
Where I'm staying currently is about a 6-hour walk away from PATH. I do not currently have a vehicle. The person that had been taking me to PATH his vehicle had broken down for the past about, I want to say 2.5 weeks. I tried setting it up through a telehealth visit, which would be my counselor Jeremy calling me. But either somewhere through communication, either he would call my father wasn't picking up the phone, or whenever he would try to call my girlfriend, it wouldn't go through. But recently I have not been going to counseling. I have tried setting up past dates for them to call me, but I have now removed my father from the contact list because I know for a fact they had called him because they told me that they did, and they sent him straight to voicemail. So, but I have that ironed out now, and I hopefully can, from this point on, guarantee that I will be going to PATH, whether it is telehealth or in person. But I am sorry, Judge, for missing those dates.
Mr. Field, what's the state's position?
Well, we want to make sure that he's continuing. Hopefully he's got, is this Mr. Elkins?
Yes.
William Elkins.
We want to make sure that he's doing that. If you've got your transportation issues.
I have that fixed.
We just want him to follow through with the treatment, and we're willing to allow the case to be continued again with a time waiver and see how he does.
Well,
This is actually Mr. Morford's case.
It is.
Did he give you any dates as to his availability?
Your Honor, I believe probably after this week, he should be good any day. He's usually here often.
September 18th.
Yes. September 18th.
Pre-trial, 10 o'clock, September 18th.
State of Ohio versus Ronald Ferguson, case number TRC 23923, A, B, and C. I'll check in, Your Honor.
This is also Mr. Morford's case, Ronald Ferguson.
Your Honor, I do ask for 7 days until a warrant's issued to give Mr. Morford the time to contact him.
Okay. The warrant issued in 7 days for failure to appear.
State of Ohio versus Aaron Sloan, case number CRA 23368, A and B, CRB 23369, TRC 23750, A and B.
Your Honor, she's doing very well. She's negative on all her drug tests, showing no retreat, significant improvement.
Okay, very good, thank you for that report.
Your Honor, we're not ready to take a plea today. I'd rather Mr. Morford be here for that, if that's what she plans on doing. But it looks like a good report, Mr. Hill, from ARC, so we'll just reset it to another day.
September 11th?
Yes.
September 11th?
Right.
For preliminary hearing and pre-trial. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Dylan Hayden, case number CRA 22473, PRC 2229, 6A and B.
I believe Mr. Hayden has pled to the OVI and that there's still a felony possession out there, Your Honor.
He's at Bethesda.
He's at Bethesda, yes. There you go, sir. Looks like a good report, Your Honor.
Okay. Looks good. So we're on the right path now, right? I'm going to not deviate off of it. Where's his compatriot? Oh, he's out in the lobby.
Yeah.
Let's do the 18th also, September 18th. We'll do the next one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jack Ball, case number CRA 23509, CRB 23510, TRC 231132, A and B. Mr. Steyer's case. Did not check in, Your Honor.
Can I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. And Mr. Steyer from the courtroom. Jack Ball.
Your Honor, I haven't had contact with Mr. Ball. I would think I was appointed Friday. He was in the jail. Has he been released?
He was released on Friday. We picked him up that afternoon. He did well until this past Friday morning, and then he took off walking, and we had 3 counselors try to coerce him back into the vehicle. He said, I'm going to go see my 6 kids. I wasn't waiting to have kids. And then he said, I'll be back tomorrow. And we was like, that's not how it works. We couldn't get him back in the vehicle.
All right, so does the state want a warrant from this court or take it to the grand jury?
Probably,
He's a West Virginia resident.
yeah, take it to the grand jury.
All right, so all of these cases, including the misdemeanors, are acknowledged to the grand jury.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Keith P. Cremines, case number CRA 23420, CRB 23431.
Stiles case, preliminary hearing and pre-trial.
Your Honor, we have what appears to be a pretty positive report here, saying he's compliant and progressing, and a positive role model for the house. So it looks like have a good report here.
I agree. Good job.
Thank you.
So we'll keep forging ahead.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm not available September 11th and 15th, and Mr. Cremines, well, that's a month, that's a Tuesday, so that's not an issue. This is not an issue. Well, no, it is a Tuesday, but it's also the day after Columbus Day. Mr. Cremines indicates that he would ask not to have the case set on October 10th due to a family commitment. I'm sorry?
Is he involved?
My daughter's court date is on October 10th
Oh,
for custody.
that's a Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's the Tuesday after Columbus Day, so it would be a court date.
Why don't we do the 13th, October 13th?
Your Honor, I have a jury trial set for October 13th.
16th.
16th is available.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Good job.
State of Ohio versus Andrew Curry, case number CRA 23464, A, B, and C, CRB 23463, CRB 23291, CRB 2261.
Excuse me. Curry was here Friday, but we went ahead and continued to see today.
Your Honor, over the weekend, I'm not sure, you know who sent me that? Was that
Jeremy McKean.
Okay, a member of Mr. Gwynn's staff sent me photographs of the property. Part of what we're here for is an open dumping and shows pretty significant progress. I've shown those to Mr. Heald. I don't know if he's received an up-to-date report from Officer Summers or not, but we have actually has printouts here, Your Honor, so I'm gonna.
Oh, good, yeah, printouts.
They're in black and white, but I think we can fill in the color in our mind. Send these forward. So these show some pretty significant progress in getting the cleanup done. And that's been done by Mr. Curry and his co-defendant, I guess, during.
Fiance.
She's also charged, isn't she?
Yeah, co-defendant.
Yeah, well, his fiance, I'm sorry. I'm going to give this to the state for their file. They've made this progress during basically equivalent of during their pastime from treatment. He's doing fairly well in treatment at this point. We wanted to revisit the issue of the ankle monitor, Your Honor. He is basically the sort of work he does is winding down. I think he's at the point where he would start to get passes, but he's unable to undertake passes while he's on a monitor. Basically, from what I can tell, the probation department, the adult probation department at Collin Police, simply won't really make those work. So he's unable to partake in his passes, unable to move to the point of trying to get some employment in. So we're asking for that. In the meantime, and one of the issues that led to the placement of the monitor was that he, missed some court dates. He has gotten on some new psychiatric medication through his treatment. He feels that it's making a difference for him. It's got him thinking straighter, calmer, and making better decisions. So I think in recognition of that and the progress he's made on that other issue with the open dumping, we're going to ask that the ankle monitor be removed at this time.
Mr. Hill?
If the counseling agency felt that he wouldn't be at risk of taking off, then we wouldn't oppose it.
I don't think he'll take off, Your Honor.
All right, I'll order the ankle monitor removed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I guess we need a new date back.
Of September.
25th is available, Your Honor.
September 25th will be next hearing for Mr. Kerr. You see Mr. Major about getting your monitor removed.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Mary Hampton, case number CRA 23321, CRA 23320.
May I approach?
Yes, the 320 was transferred to QRT, I believe, case number.
Your Honor, if I may. She is compliant with QRT. She has done her check-ins. However, RRG, she brought those reports to me today, but they still are not sending me anything. So at this time, we're going to be requesting to move her services somewhere else.
Okay. What do you say to that, Mr. Starr?
Your Honor, obviously, being able to participate in this programming is going to require reports from the agency and cooperation with the agency. If they're unable to cooperate, then I guess we can't do anything but move her, obviously. I mean, I think that's going to be, I think we usually want to avoid moving folks if we can, but when we can't avoid it, we can't avoid it.
And she lives in Pritchard?
Yeah.
So so you got a West Virginia medical card?
I'm not really sure what's close to you as far as that. Is there anything, is RRG in Pritchard or just near Pritchard?
Nothing's in Pritchard. Huntington is where I go, so Huntington or Louisa area in Kentucky too. I'm close to it.
So
OVP,
OVP, well, I don't know if ARC can take West Virginia, but I know OVP can.
There is an OVP in Louisa.
There is an OVP in Louisa? Okay.
Which is closer to you, Louisa
Yeah,
or
that'd be
Huntington?
good, Louisa.
Then OVP is probably a good choice.
We're okay with that.
All right, we'll redirect you to OVP for your counseling sessions now. And direct you to go ahead and contact them and get something set up.
You don't have anybody here, do we? No.
There's nobody here from OVP right now that I can see.
Your Honor, I'll step out in the hallway. We'll call and set it up while she's here.
Okay.
Do we want to make our next appointment, our next court date, kind of in recognition of the fact that we can switch her to another place, give her a little bit of time to get established, or how long it'll take you think it'll take to get her in?
I would say at least a couple of weeks, but where she's on monitoring with us, I don't know how far you want to go out.
What do you feel comfortable with?
I would say a month or two.
Okay, we'll divide the baby in half, make it 6 weeks. So that's going to be second week of October.
Second week of October is Columbus Day, so we have court on the 10th instead of the 9th. I'm available that day. I'm actually on the docket already.
Okay, October 10th.
So remember that that's a Tuesday.
Your Honor, there's still a pending theft charge.
Right.
So we want her to be in treatment, but we also need to resolve this charge. We provided Mr. Steyer with the video. I believe he has that, and if they, maybe we need to resolve that sooner than October the 15th.
Well, 10th, not 15th.
10th, whatever. Yeah.
I put it on the wrong date.
Have you had a chance to review it?
I've not, Your Honor. We can set a sooner date if you'd like.
Okay, let's go back. We're back to a month then. So
Okay.
September 29th.
I'm available that day, Your Honor.
Okay, September 29th will be preliminary hearings and pretrial.
Thank you.
And from what I hear the state saying, they want to know if we're going to go forward with theft or, I don't know if you're taking the same position, but both of those could be knowledge to the grand jury if you wish.
And if that's the state's ultimate position, we'll determine from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
September 29th is the next hearing.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Bobby Johnson, case number CRA 23235. Did not check in, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is Mr. Steyer's case.
I was contacted yesterday evening by Mr. Johnson's son. He advises that Mr. Johnson is hospitalized at the moment. He's, I guess, in dialysis and has had his toe amputated. So he's at least in for right now, and I don't know that that's something he's going to be out from quickly. This is it's a felony case is what it's set for preliminary, but it is an open dumping matter. We normally deal with those by having someone clean the stuff up, but I think even if he recovers enough to get out, I don't know to what degree he's going to be capable of that. His son has offered to work on getting that done, but I think he's employed full time and has a family of his own. Mr. Johnson he's an adult. Mr. Johnson's a little bit older. And I think his time that he would be able to devote to that has been devoted to dealing with the health concerns of Mr. Johnson. At this point, I would ask for another continuance. I don't know that anything's been gained by sending this to the grand jury, but at the same time, I can't give you much assurance that this is going to be a situation to be dealt with quickly either. So I'm kind of let the court and state decide what they want to do.
What's the state's position?
Judging by what we had discussed and what we observed at prior hearings, I believe there could possibly be competency issues, number one. And we had discussed the idea of Mr. Johnson's son petitioning for a guardianship of his father. The health issues that have arisen, I'm sure, have caused the problem, but nothing has been done to do any cleanup of the property. I spoke with Mr. Steyer previously this morning about the idea that while his father's in the hospital, it might be a good time, if he's had a problem getting a statement of expert evaluation executed by a doctor that's the one thing that you need to file the guardianship. This might be a time to do that. But it needs to be cleaned up. And I don't think that maybe sending it to the grand jury right now would really do anything because of Mr. Johnson's health issues. So we're okay with continuing it again, and we'll see where we land in a couple of weeks.
And my issue, Your Honor, I mean, I understand what Mr. Heald's saying, but I think ethically I'm in a bad position in advising someone how to seek guardianship over someone that I'm currently representing. I think that there's a pretty big conflict of interest there, so that's really not a conversation I can have with the younger Mr. Johnson, though if Mr. Heald were able to make that contact in some way, he could have that conversation. I don't think he's got the same ethical concerns I have, but I think I'm constrained from doing that.
All right, September 18th.
Let me check my calendar. I think that's a good week, but haven't looked at that week yet. I'm on the docket.
September the 18th, the defendant's request.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Kelly R. Mintz, case number CRB 2366 A, B, and C, CRB 18326.
Kelly Mintz is on Blue Jeans. Ms. Mintz, are you there? Kelly Mintz.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Mintz, you had a review hearing a week ago, it looks like, and you missed that hearing, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have an explanation for that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back in Georgia, and while I was there in Lawrence County, I tried to get a babysitter so I could do community service. I worked at Mom's Pizza in Chesapeake. The kids would come to work with me every day. And then Bentley started school and they got RSV. And now we're in the car at the doctor because she has a hand, foot, and mouth. She's covered with blisters. So it's just been really, really rough with the kids. Like went from RSV straight to hand, foot, and mouth.
Okay, well, you can do community service there in the community where you're living if you do it for a legitimate charitable organization and get me proof of that. I'll accept those hours.
Okay, the reason I'm in Georgia is my sister's in labor right now, and our mom was on drugs and stuff, so we don't have a mom, really, and I'm the oldest, and she's never had a baby before. So I'm trying to be there for her and help her, but my hands will also kids, because it's just me and the kids.
Are you staying in Georgia long term, or are you just there during this pregnancy?
I go back and forth, and whenever I'm in Lawrence County, I work at Monty's Pizza there in Chesapeake.
So you are coming back now?
So, yeah, I go back and forth.
Okay, I'll not issue a warrant for you for the missing last hearing, and I'll set your next hearing for September 29th at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir. I'll try to school or the Goodwill and see. I've tried in Lawrence County to see if I was able to do community service with the kids because I don't have anyone to watch them. But I wasn't able to find anything that I could do and have the kids with me as well.
Okay. All right, September 29th will be your next hearing.
Okay, thank you.
9 o'clock, September 29th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Christopher Smith, case number CRB 22741 A and B.
And this is Roger Smith's case. Is he?
He's still on here, Your Honor. He's got several cases.
I have, I think I actually wrote down the wrong court date, not meaning to.
You were supposed to be here on the 25th, I think.
Right, I believe I wrote down 25th mistakenly. Wasn't on purpose, it was a complete accident.
Okay, well, your lawyer's not here, so let's just have a seat. We'll recall you after we get in here.
Yes, thank you.
You can put that up here. Whatever you want to do.
State of Ohio versus Brian Montroso, case number CRB 14593, TRC 111387, and CRB 1733.
All right. These are Mr. Morford's cases. Mr. Montroso's not here.
Your Honor, we looked through the file, and we couldn't make heads or tails as to where this is at the moment. The prosecutor looked through his file.
I didn't look through the file, you're lying.
It was set for sentencing.
I didn't have the file, Your Honor.
Yeah, some of these are set for sentencing.
I think they're all set for sentencing today.
Probably has a bond up, I believe, is the reason it's set for sentencing.
Awesome.
I didn't have things. I did not.
He's not here today, Your Honor, so I think it's
Correct. Yes, he posted a bond in May. That's why it's on the sentencing document.
yes.
So, I will notify Mr. Sowers and there'll be a bench warrant issued. So bond forfeiture hearing, September 18th.
State of Ohio versus Carroll, Walesick. Case number TRC 222589 A and B, PRD 230028.
This is a sentencing, Your Honor. She's at RRS.
I am, but that's all right. You can
Mr. Starr, did you find out anything on Mr. Hass?
I did. First couple dates he gave us weren't workable, but he has 11/17 as an option, as a possibility, which is a day I'm available. That's Friday, November 11th, November 17th.
Okay, on Ryan Mount, that's case, let me get back to that. 21-1476. Four- 21-1476. 20-21-39. 20-21-39.
Oh, wow.
19-22-70. 19-22-70. Okay. And 20-25-45.
Ed, Your Honor, can Mr. Hass appear via Blue Jeans?
Yes. What'd you say, November what?
17th.
Okay, November 17th for pre-trials and all of these. Several of these are unresolved.
This was, you're talking about Mr.
Mount.
I don't think I was aware anything was unresolved. I'll take a look. I thought it was all post-conviction.
I think just one, the 21-1476.
Okay.
That's unresolved, looks like. Okay. Back to Ms. Walesick. 22-25-89 and 23-0028.
It's really good except that little hiccup there. It's not. Everything else is great.
Okay, it's very good report.
Very good. Just that one little hiccup there, so.
So how do we want to proceed on the, Mr. Stratton, you're on the OBI. I think there's already been a plea entered and we've just been monitoring.
Yeah, this is just sentencing, Your Honor. They were wanting to possibly get her sentence before she starts school.
She starts nursing school next month, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And likewise, Your Honor, I think we're on sentencing on the DUS that I'm representing her on.
Mr. Hill?
So they're asking for sentencing to be today, Your Honor?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
This is a second offense, and I'm looking to see if there was a suspended, I didn't charge her with driving on a suspended license. If she's made,
Prior conviction was in higher municipal court.
so it sounds to me like she has a very good report here. I'd like to know what it is that she plans on doing going forward. She's going to stay with RRS for follow-up treatment.
That's the plan.
Back when she pled guilty, of course, it's been several months ago, back in the end of March, we indicated that we wanted her to be successful in treatment. And given the totality of everything that happened in this case, if she was compliant and had good reports, which it looks to me like she had good reports starting in April, that at the time of sentencing, we would be agreeable to recommending a sentence that would be treated as a first offense. And I believe she has attained that level of compliance and control over her substance abuse issues that we're able to do that.
Any statements you wish to make, or Mr. Wesley?
No statements, Your Honor. We would like a suspended time, of course, and as low a fine as possible. Your Honor, I think you gave her a dressing down at one point because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, and she did 180, and this report shows that she took what you said seriously.
Okay. Anything you wish to say, ma'am?
No.
All right, we'll treat it as a first. Now, you need to understand, if you get another one of these, it's going to jump up to a third, and you're looking at substantial jail time. So don't get another one. I'll impose a $500 fine. Which I'm giving you some consideration there, because it's alleged you refuse to take the test, and I normally would make that $1,000. But because you've done a lot of work on your recovery, done well, I'm giving you a break off, and I know you don't have any money, so I'm giving you a break off a fine.
Thank you.
6-month license suspension. Now, I'm going to up the ante on the jail time. I'm going to make it 60 days in jail suspended. So if you mess up, you got 2 months jail hanging over your head. Not 20 days, which is what it would normally be. I'm going to make the community service higher too. I'm going to make it 46 hours of community service rather than 30 because of the prior. I'm not going to require her to go to the driver intervention program though, so that saves you 3 days and substantial amount. And it's actually treated due to her successful treatment. But I'm also urging you to continue whatever outpatient services they recommend for you to maintain your sobriety. And if you want to get your, have you had a license before, or you're just wanting to get a nursing license?
I haven't had a nursing license before.
Okay, so you're going to be entering a program to do that. I'll set her review hearing in October. Let's make it the 23rd of October. B case was a lane violation. That'll be a $10 fine. Then we also have 230028, which is problematic, Mr. Hill, because there's a mandatory jail sentence on that.
Yeah, and I wondered about, I made a note of that, but I looked on the ticket and I didn't see it marked. Was there a second ticket?
This is a separate ticket, but
It's a separate, it's later, January of 2023.
Okay, I apologize, Your Honor, I neglected that.
And you're-
That one is probably unavoidable.
No, I don't believe it is, Your Honor. I think it actually is a failure to reinstate.
Was the suspension up?
What was the date again, Your Honor?
January 6th of 23. I've got it printed out.
Probably as a result of the administrative suspension in this case.
Well,
I think the conviction had been on.
the conviction was on July 21st of 2022. That was a case I represented in Ironton Municipal Court. And it was a breathalyzer case that had happened in June 6th of 2022. 6-month license suspension should have ended on
November 26th. I'm looking at the printout right now from her driver's license. Our municipal suspension was from May 30th of 2022 to November 26th, 2022. And so actually she was eligible to be reinstated. So, yeah. So she actually should not have been charged with that, driving under an OBI suspension. The OBI suspension was up. So let's amend that to no operators.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So we're going to amend that one to no operators. 451012, I believe. 1, 2. Yep. Okay, I'll impose a $50 fine on that. And court costs because it's a separate incident.
Yes.
Okay, she'll need to check in with Mr. Major. Her review hearing on this will be the same, October 23rd. Okay. You've done really well. Don't mess up now.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good work.
State of Ohio versus Tracy L. DeMint, case number TRC 22-548 A, B, and C, TRC 2022-77 A, B, and C, TRC 2135-22 A, B, and C.
All right, this is Mr. Morford's case, and Mr. Stratton standing in for him. Okay, it's a good report. It does.
And he's doing well.
Good. continue this since Mr. Morford's not here.
Yes, Your Honor.
September 25th?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, sir. September 25th for sentencing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Danielle Ham, case number TRD 221048. Danielle Ham. Not checking.
I was told her I would dismiss her case if she got her operator's license. She hasn't shown up. So, she gets a warrant.
State of Ohio versus Isaac Garton, case number CRB 19596, CRB 18759, TRD 182241.
It's 224, yeah. That's what I thought. You just have fines to pay.
It's got to be paid in full.
Yeah. I think he just has fines to pay, Your Honor.
I believe it's just the 224.
Do you have a payment today?
I get paid tomorrow morning. It's supposed to be deposited into my bank.
So that's a no?
No.
September 11th
Yes.
for sentencing. 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Travis L. Turley, case number TRD 212657, A and B.
You've been able to get your license reinstated?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You have that, something with you on that? Mr. Cooper will get it. Okay, it looks like he's got something where he made a payment to the Ohio B&B, and he's also got a temporary license from West Virginia.
And I also paid everything for here to
Okay.
Chesapeake Mayor's Court.
We have that case number being run.
This is 212657. 212657. Okay, so you had entered a guilty plea last time. I gave you time to try to get your license reinstated, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I just want to say that I apologize that this even happened. I was just going through a really rough time, and I know I don't really have an excuse as to why all this happened. I just slipped my mind.
Okay. I'll reduce your driving under suspension to a no operator's license. There's no points on that. I assume you don't object to that.
Yes, Your Honor.
So make it 45, 10, 12. No operators. $50 fine on that. On the speed offense, a $50 fine. And one court cost of $110. Do you need time to pay that, or is that something you can pay today?
I would like to pay it today.
Okay. No probation then. So see the clerk, make the payment, pay it off today, and you're done. Your case will be concluded here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go to the right, you leave the courtroom to the clerk's office.
What is it?
Out the door to the right is the clerk's office. You need to check in there to make your payment.
All right, thank you. Is that it?
Yes. You're free
Thank
to
you,
go.
Your Honor.
What is the time for speaking in case?
50, yeah. Both for 50.
State of Ohio versus Dustin Branham, case number CRB 12-1046.
All right, this is Mr. Hermine's case now.
There's Your Honor.
I understand, I was told that Mr. Branham appeared this morning and then left.
He appeared, Your Honor. He spoke with Mr. Hawthorne. Mr. Hawthorne indicated that I was not on the docket today, and apparently thought he was coming
I
to
deny
my
your
counsel.
motion.
I'm sorry.
I deny your motion,
Understood, Your Honor.
and the warrant will remain in effect.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Amber Bills, case number KRC 171164, A and B.
All right, Amber Mills was for review this morning.
She was on the docket last week. I brought a progress report in. I wasn't aware she would be here today.
Oh, he dismissed that case with you guys. That's been dismissed. This is just for a fine that I owed for Mark Lanes or something, and I've paid it. I had court last Monday and didn't know, and I was supposed to pay my fine. He said it'd be over, but I've paid it now, but I was, Mr., I don't know what his name is. He just told me to show up today, even after I paid it.
Okay, you paid, it says August 24th, but that's,
Yeah, I came in on Tuesday and paid it.
all right, I'll consider your case completed.
Okay.
Free to go.
Thank you so much.
Now, you think you have a traffic case too, or?
No, that's what it was for. It was an unpaid fine on that.
Well, that's not the file. Does she have another case number? Amber Mills, besides the 171164? Yeah, let's pull that one up, see what that is. That was dismissed July 21st. There's not any recent traffic. That was the only thing. Okay, looks like you're finished.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Timothy Watts. Case number CRA 23485 at the Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, Mr. Smith is here now. Okay.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
All right, this is Mr. Smith's case. He is here now, set for appointment hearing. There was an entry, August 11th, releasing him to Bethesda for inpatient.
Yes, and I believe that he took off. Well, I'm sure he took off, I'm just,
Judge, I saw the report filed today by Bethesda, and I would say that I've had no contact with Mr. Watts since his initial appearance before this court.
Well, that's him.
Oh, okay. Well, until today, I stand corrected. He did not call my officer, come see me. I thought he was being released to inpatient too.
I think he was, so you probably need to talk with him, and then we'll come back on the record and decide, or...
I was never released.
You were never released, okay.
I think I've got him confused. He's
I had
a
a
holder.
police court hold.
He had a holder, that's what it was.
Okay, you got another...
Waiting to go to Star?
September 19th.
Well, you want to nollie this, or to...
We may want to do that, Your Honor, if I could just have a second to look him up.
Who was your lawyer in common pleas court?
I'm not sure what his name was.
Okay, I'm just curious if you know it. Assumed you got who was around the back. Sometimes they don't.
Your Honor, according to the Common Pleas Court docket, during the month of August this year, he was back in court. There was a hold placed on his community control on August the 10th, and then on August the 11th, and there was a capias issued, and on August the 11th, it was withdrawn. August the 14th, his community control was reinstated, and he was sentenced on August the 22nd, and I believe there's a, anyway, it doesn't say he's going to Star, but he's definitely under community control. So I think under the circumstances, it would not be improper to nollie this charge, and we'll decide if we need to add it to the cases in Common Pleas Court.
All right, case is nollied here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Want
Judge.
it nollie to the grand jury or just nollie outright?
To the grand jury.
Yes, jailer at the jail, we don't need to recall Evan McConnell. So we're finished at the jail. State of Ohio versus Christopher Smith, case number CRB 22741 A and B.
Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge, it's one I don't have the file for. He was to be here Friday. Apparently, well, he tells me he wrote the wrong date down, so I'm here with him today.
It was not intentional, sir. It was a complete mistake, accident.
Have you seen the report?
This is one from Friday, Judge. I did see, yeah, I saw the one Friday. It was not, wasn't good, I'll say that.
I have not had enough time, sir, to get it all out of my system, but it's getting there.
The counselor just recommends go ahead. I mean, I don't know that there's been a plea. Yeah,
Has not.
There was a plea initially, and then allowed me to withdraw it. So I guess we probably just need to set it for a hearing.
I would think so, Judge, yes.
So trespassing and disorderly conduct, those are the charges.
Your Honor, you know, initially, the allegations were alarming, given this young man's age and what was reported and all the things that were allegedly said at the time. We had some real concerns about whether he was developing some real problems that he needed to get a hold of immediately. He's a young man, and it appeared that he was extremely intoxicated at the time of this happened. We wanted him to be successful in treatment, and we still want him to be successful in treatment, and if he were to plead guilty today, we would recommend a suspended sentence that would represent the maximum of those two charges consecutive. And I don't, does the counseling agency say they don't want him in their services they don't want to provide him services anymore? Or?
I don't know if that was the case. He just said he's not making any progress. It sounds like you're at the conclusion that it's not really
Is there a
done
way
any
to
good.
continue the program? Because I'm just...
And that's really disappointing. We certainly can have the trial, but what we'd rather do is have him decide he really needs to do this, or he knows what the fate's going to be.
That's up to you guys, but I'll say this much. I won't be here next month.
What I would like to do, and I think that's certainly an offer I would encourage my client to consider, but if we can come back for a pretrial and pick a product if we have to, then just one more pretrial. He's still trying to negotiate staying in the program, and I don't know what RRS feels about that. I would like to maybe have one pretrial, given we know where we're going now, either resolution or trial.
You've got to get compliant. 100%.
Give him a chance to see if he can get compliant. I hope he can.
I've been participating more this month than I have any other months. I'm really trying. I believe by next month, I shouldn't be here no more.
Judge, I would ask,
100%.
the first
Are
2
you
weeks.
willing to work with him or not?
Your Honor, I just received a message from the program manager at our outpatient office, and she does not want to continue services.
Okay. Well, let's just set it for trial.
Cool. We could, Judge, I'm here the 18th or 25th without looking. I could look at other dates if either one of those are good.
Let me look. September 18th at noon.
Yes, I'm available that day, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Capper, for being patient with me.
See you then. You're good to go.
Roger.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Weston, Branham, I'm going to continue the bond forfeiture to September 18th. Set it for them.
State of Ohio versus Daniel L. Cox, case number CRA 23495, TRC 231103.
And he was going to go to OVP. Did you go to OVP?
Yes.
Judge, he was ordered to OVP. Apparently, he had some type of allergies to whatever they prescribed. He tells me he's now enrolled at Infinity, and he says he's provided contact information to the court. I'm not familiar with Infinity. It's in Barbersville.
It is in Barbersville.
Unacceptable. I don't accept that.
I've never heard of Infinity.
Never heard of it.
They will be approaching the court soon. They just wanted to make sure they got all their insurances taken care of.
Okay, if you don't want to go to OVP, you can go to ProAct, you can go to Valley Health.
Where gives Subucade shot? That is where I'd like to try.
Well, both of those facilities do medically assisted treatment. The other option is we just send it on to the grand jury and you can deal with the other court.
Judge, if we could, I don't know what your docket's like this Friday, but maybe get on this Friday's docket, give him a chance to go to Valley Health OVP or try to get, I think we should probably keep a close tab on it, given he's not complied with the requirement he go to OVP. Well, he did, but apparently he didn't get to stay there.
What's the state's position?
There is an OVI, and if it is going to be something that's contested, then we would just take the whole case to the grand jury. Now, they may not have had an opportunity to discuss that issue. We're okay with moving it one more time for them to give us an answer on that, whether that he wants to keep the felony charge here and go to treatment at a place that's approved by the court. In order to do that, we're going to have to resolve the OVI with plea. If we're not going to do that, then we'll take the entire case to the grand jury.
Well, I'm not ready to resolve the OVI with a plea today, but I certainly will talk to him. If we could come back Friday, give him a chance to prove that he's enrolled in one of those options in Huntington, then I think we can sit out a little bit. I hate to go out too far without him getting any kind of treatment at this point. I'd like to see him get treatment this week, or at least have contact and know when you want to be there.
Well, I'm clean right now, sir, and I've been on Subutex for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Okay, you want to do it September 1st?
If we could, Judge, or I'm next back in court September 15th. That first couple of weeks I've got.
All right, September 1st then.
Thank you. Do you know where ProAct is over Huntington? The viaduct, the old CVS, they have in 20th Street?
Yes.
Go there today. So you get out here, go there and tell them.
Okay, is that the one that you can go under?
It's on your left.
Okay.
It says ProAct.
Okay, yes.
But don't put it off till Thursday night. Go today, okay? I'll see you Friday.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Kevin Browning, case number TRC 23690 A and B.
Mr. Smith's case set for pre-trial.
Did you get the video? Okay. Canyon. I'm not ready to throw it out. Like the 15th, that'll give me 3 weeks. You don't have about that or 2 weeks. I'm not gonna be here that day, so it's better if we have one different. I'm not gonna be here that day. Those are the only 2 days this year I won't be here.
But then, we have an issue in this case that Mr. Hill's trying to resolve. We have a witness who, for whatever reason, the Highway Patrol did not list on the witness sheet for the prosecution, and she is an integral part of the state's case. I would be willing to allow them some more time. I wouldn't object to it, because the alternative would be it gets dismissed today, they could refile, have a warrant issued, have my client arrested. I certainly don't want that. But the only problem I see is Mr. Hill says the 15th and 18th he is not available. But the 25th.
That's fine with me.
We'll go to September 25th, Judge, and let the state see what they can find out.
It's been a waste of time.
September 25th. Thank you, Judge.
It's been a waste of time.
Oh, yes, Judge, yeah, he'll wait on.
September 25th.
Yes.
Pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Christian v. Malone, case number CRB 23455.
It's Mr. Smith's case. Set for pre-trial.
Let's see here.
Judge, I was anticipating we could do this on a 90-day continuous, but apparently that's not going to be the case. I will file discovery today since we're not going to be able to resolve it that way. I would ask we come back if September 18th isn't too crowded.
Right. September 18th for a pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Susanna Noss, case number TRD 20261 A and B, CRB 2098 A and B.
Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge.
Pre-trial.
Is that your provider? Proact. She's a Proact.
This is a trying
Misdemeanor charges, he was looking for us.
Is it a misdemeanor? It's under a CRB.
I believe it's supposed to be.
They're misdemeanors.
Okay. Okay, so she's in treatment.
She's in treatment with Proact.
That's fine.
Maybe come back.
The judge is okay with it. Fine.
Your Honor, this is one that is a little bit older, but it was off the grid. Now it's back before Your Honor. I understand, speaking with my client, this is, well, it's a couple, 3 weeks old, now it's dated August 10th, but it's from Marshall Health. It indicates that she is treating Proact Jeremy Mount, APRN, is that correct? And I can give Your Honor a copy. This says she's in favorable treatment status with her provider. I've just got the print. Is this mine to keep? You need it back?
I don't need it.
Okay. The court can have that.
Okay, so she's going to continue with that?
Yes, she's going to stay with Proact.
Yes.
Let's come back first week of October.
Should that be fine, Judge? I've got availability.
October 2nd.
I'm here anyway, yes, sir.
Do you want me to bring anything else from Proact? Just
Another
show the-
report
And
then.
another report, make sure you sign the release so the court gets copies of it.
Okay.
October 2nd, it's
An
in writing.
up-to-date report showing what you've been doing between now and then.
Keep doing well, make sure that you sign the release. Okay. October 2nd.
October 2nd.
10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jeremy A. McMillan, case number TRC 22769, A, B, and C, TRC 202410, A, B, and C, TRC 2231, A, B, and C.
What's that?
Let's see what this is. That's expected.
Okay, do we have a better attitude now than we did last week? Because it appears that we had a little attitude after getting adjusted in jail.
I can't answer for you, you gotta tell me.
I don't even know what, I just was told about what was going on this morning, the correct answer, so it was a shock to me.
This morning?
That was the first time that I was told.
You were never told you were starting the program.
I talked to Melissa or Michelle about it, and she said she's gonna talk to Taylor, and then when I talked to Taylor this morning, it was final, so. It's what they said it is, so that's,
Well, that was communicated to me last week that you were going to restart the program and that you were not happy about it. So they made all that up.
that's, when she told me out there, it's the first time that it was specifically told to me, but I haven't argued with nobody, I asked to talk to Michelle, I haven't yelled or nothing.
What I was told is you're going around to different staff members and expressing your displeasure and trying to recruit them to say things that supported your position, that you shouldn't have to restart the program.
That's not how it happened, Your Honor, but I'm willing to accept if that's what they want to do. We just now got a counselors to where I can talk to somebody, just one person, instead of several. So, I accept it.
Okay, well, there's more work to be done, because I don't know that you have ever accepted that what you did with Dylan was the wrong thing.
Sure. Yes, I do. I know it's wrong.
Okay.
I know it's wrong.
And that there's consequences of that, but the consequences are not nearly as bad as they could be. If you don't make this work, you're going to be going back over to West Virginia to do whatever it is that Judge Ferguson thinks you should do. 1 to 10. And I would think he's not going to be happy if you flunk out, after I went over and pleaded with him to get him to send you back over here under my charge, and then if I kick you out and send you back to him, I don't think he's going to be real happy about that. I'm just guessing. But I'm going to say, it sounds to me, I never did a lot of, very little West Virginia law, criminal law practice, but I'm going to guess that when it says 1 to 10, that means the judge has some discretion as to what he wants to see happen to you down the road. I wouldn't want to mess around with that. Do you?
No, Your Honor.
Well, I wouldn't think you would, and I knew you well enough to think that you were going to make a course correction here. And maybe you are, but it seems like it's pretty reluctant and you have to be drugged to it. So I think your attitude needs to be more positive and more accepting that you kind of dodged a bullet. You could have got charged out of that whole incident that happened at the Speedway. What Speedway was it?
It was.
Speedway. So, I still am hopeful. I believe in you, Jeremy. I've never gone to another judge and pleaded for them to take somebody out of prison before and send them to me. That's the first and only time that's ever happened. Probably going to be the last time it ever happens. So I don't want you to think I don't believe in you. I believe in you, or I wouldn't have done it. But you've kind of disappointed me since then. Me going out and putting that on the line for you, and then you not only do this stupid thing you did at Speedway, but then you're kind of recalcitrant about it, is the way I see it. It's like your first attitude was, well, I don't know that I did anything wrong. Yes, you did. You lied. You lied about what your position was, and you even lied about what facility you were with. And that is totally wrong. Totally wrong. So, if Bethesda says you got to start over, you got to start over. And you should be thinking, I'm happy that they're not kicking me out, because if they're kicking me out, I'm probably going back to the pen in West Virginia. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And don't go around and try to stir stuff up with get this counselor and say, well, let me tell you my story. This is what, don't you think I was done wrong? And to this other person, don't you think I was done wrong? You weren't done wrong. You've been given a lot of grace and mercy. You really have. You need to be accepting of it and grateful for it, rather than trying to still work your edges and get what Jeremy wants. So.
Yes, sir.
I want to see you back, and I want to see you do good, and I think you can do good. You've got so much to live for. You've got a daughter, right?
3 kids.
3. Well, if you just buckle down and see that you can work through this, you can get through this clean, get out of this program, get a job, have a relationship with your kids, be a contributing member of the community, I think you can do all that. But if you screw up, you're going to be sitting in prison somewhere over in West Virginia. I don't know which prison it's going to be. And then how's that going to be for when you get out? I mean, that doesn't do a whole lot for your relationship with your kids while you're in prison. And then trying to get a job after all that is not going to be easy. You got a lot on the line, man. A lot. So, show me what I thought I was getting when I went over there and pled your case with Judge Ferguson. Back in he's eating his lunch. I'm sitting there in front of him while he's eating his lunch on a break, talking to him about you. Interrupting his card games. He likes to play hearts.
Plays hearts.
At lunch. I was keeping him from playing hearts. They have a whole group that comes in there. What's the other judge that used to be the prosecutor?
Chris Childs.
Chris Childs.
He comes in.
Instead, he goes back there and talks to me about Jeremy. So, I want to see some effort give me some return on that investment. Show me what you can do. I believe in you. I want to see you do good, have the right attitude, get through this, and be a man that's contributing in this community.
Yes, Your Honor.
Taking care of your kids and doing what you're supposed to do. How old are you now, Jeremy?
40.
You're still young, but you're not that young. You're a way grown man, so you need to start acting like it. Okay, I want to see you in toward the end of the month.
The 18th, 25th, or 2nd of October?
Let's do the 18th.
September, okay, that's fine.
September 18th. With a good report then. It all's great.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, we got one case left, not with you, Mr. McCown, that we wanted to discuss in chamber, so court's adjourned.
Is that that? Oh, there's 2 ones.